Hello and welcome back to another live. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, people. And yeah, back again with the GVO show. I actually had to take an episode out last week, of course, due to certain issues. But Alfie's back, people. Alfie is back.
Yes,
Return of
I am
Alfie.
back, people. Yes.
Listen, people, if you're watching, make sure to leave a like. If you're watching on the playback as well, make sure to subscribe if you are new. As well, we're trying to reach 1K as soon as possible. And also, Alfie's link is in the title, so make sure to subscribe to Alfie. He's trying to reach 500 this year as well.
Yes, people. That's what we're doing.
Alfie, since everything, uh, how you been, man? How you been?
Let's just say I've had a lot of things going on. I've only told certain people about it.
Yeah.
But let's safe to say I've had a pretty long week. So that's why you haven't seen much of me. But I'm now back and back to usual, like regular uploads and stuff, and back to showing people what they want to see.
I just realised the FA Cup draw is on now. Well, it was on. It was on. So
I know that Man City got Plymouth, which should be a really good game.
oh
That should be a really good game.
yeah, we might as well
I want
start.
to know. I want to know who United got as well, simply because
We got Fulham at home.
are they, they're out. They're out.
They
I
should
hate to
be.
say it. They're out.
Fulham
They're
again.
gone. Laters. Laters.
Yeah, so I'll get that up in a minute because
Marco Silva's gonna duppy them.
he should. Do you remember the last time they faced the FA Cup?
Oh, that was a tasty game. I'm not gonna lie.
Massey, you're taking a piss. But listen, big up to Massey, big up Melon, big up AK. Like
Big up.
That Mitrovic red card, Marco Silva red card.
Yeah.
Mad. That was mad. They should have won that match. They should have won that match as well. Like the Man City got Plymouth. Plymouth at home though. You should win Plymouth at home, regardless of who you have. Even
Nah,
though
but
they Liverpool.
wouldn't it be great just to see Plymouth like go
They win
there? That in itself would be crazy.
if they win again, that would just be like, how do you beat Brentford and Liverpool? By the way, they only lost like 4 games. Let's start with that. That's the biggest shock of the whole weekend, bro.
You know what? The funniest thing is about this whole situation about Plymouth doing so well. Wayne Rooney's pissed.
Yeah.
Like he's out the door, and Plymouth have gone on a cup run.
Mm.
Big up to Dave, by the way.
Big up, Dave. Like they sacked Rooney, got a new manager, and beat Liverpool, beat Brentford as well. And I'm pretty sure they kept the clean sheet in both. They won 1-0.
Yeah, I think they nicked it at the G-Tech against Brentford, and they beat Liverpool and kept a clean sheet at home. High face is buzzing.
Yeah, he must have been steaming because they don't win many games in general. So to win 2 in the FA Cup and they're both against Premier League sides, they're struggling.
No, I think in that situation, if you're that worried about going into a game, you get twatted before the game.
Yep.
Like you go in the pub, you have a few beers, and when I say a few, I mean a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But you stick to beers. You don't go to Melon's level. So in that situation, he probably must have done that and then been buzzing when they got the win and went out for a few more afterwards.
Definitely. You've got to get steaming all day if you're a Plymouth fan.
Exactly. Your team have just won against a team whose league you aren't even in and are top of that league. Mm-hmm. They're in the league above you. You are buzzing. Like you don't win many games in your league. They're fighting relegation basically.
Oh yeah. Like, and that's the thing as well. It's always mad coming up against the EFL side because if they're in form, you're fucked. Or if they're not in form, they don't have anything to lose.
Are Wrexham still in the cup?
No, I don't think so.
Unlucky.
They always try though. They had that rivalry with Sheffield United that couple years back where Billy
Have you seen the fucking advert that they've done?
What, Wrexham?
With Channing Tatum.
No, I ain't seen it.
Give it a watch. It's hilarious.
Wrexham are just they could generally document their whole time coming up to the Premier League if they're
They have done. They've started doing it with the whole Welcome to Wrexham series.
they could make a whole like thing of it if they don't do what Sunderland did, where you make a documentary and then you get relegated instead of getting promoted. The whole plan was to document you coming back and then you went back down.
Yeah. Okay. You got Chris Coleman getting pissed because someone's called him a prick.
Yeah, don't call me a prick. I've got a wife and kids. So this is the draw. Preston North End have got Burnley. Aston Villa got Cardiff at home. Either Doncaster or Crystal Palace, who I think are playing right now. Oh, Crystal Palace Millwall. Again,
Palace Millwall will be tasty.
At Selhurst, because
at Selhurst as well.
Last time it was at the Den.
Really?
And Millwall beat Leeds.
I know, I've been.
Yeah. Millwall beat Leeds at Ellen Road. So there's that as well. Like, no one expected Millwall to beat Leeds, even though they're in the same league. So there you go. Man United got Fulham. Newcastle got Brighton. Brighton. I think Newcastle win that. Bournemouth Wolves.
Yeah, I think that's that game could go one or two ways. To be perfectly honest with you, because if you look at Brighton, they've just beaten Chelsea, which is fair enough. Is a big win for them. And then you look at Newcastle, who kind of barely got over the line against Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like they put more into their cup games than they have their league games.
Yeah,
because they've kind of gone on a run of like where they're like losing games at home. Like they lost at Fulham. Like they lost against Fulham.
Yeah. Like that, they might just put more effort into them. They might be one of them teams that rise for the big games and then get complacent in the smaller games.
Like Bournemouth duppied them, like at home. Like you're letting little Bournemouth come and duppy you in your own gaff. I'm not having it.
Yeah. So you never know. Brighton could rise it for that. They could. They've been shocking. Like apart from the Chelsea game, Bournemouth Wolves. That could be an alright game. I think Bournemouth should get over the line though. The way Semenyo took that pen against Everton was mad. The way he just quickly turned around and smacked it. That's a clever run up.
That's what you're seeing. That is literally what you're seeing in the cages, bro. Like you're taking like crazy penalties.
Shout out to Charlotte in the chat as well. I hope you're well. Yeah, I'm alright. I hope you're.
I'm well now. I'm well now, Charlotte. I'm not gonna lie. I've had a tough week. I've been really ill.
Yeah. Alfie, did you see all the cringe after the City game? Kai's an Arsenal fan.
We don't talk about that anymore.
Alfie, did you see at Stadium that Arsenal announced playing Humble by Kendrick Lamar?
Yes, I did.
You know what? We're getting to that there. That Man City got Plymouth. Like, as we discussed, I don't think Plymouth will win, but like.
No, but it'd be great to see Plymouth go to the Etihad and get a result.
It would. I don't think it will happen.
Especially if Man City carry on playing Ortega and go in the cup games.
Yeah, Plymouth got to have a couple of shots though. You got to let them shoot.
I'm seeing Stefan Ortega get called Jenna Ortega because he only turns up on a Wednesday night in the Champions League.
Jenna Ortega, you know. That's crazy. Man like Jenna. But Exeter, Nottingham Forest, they played tomorrow and they face Ipswich. That's probably the worst game out of the lot. But unless Exeter go through, because that's the shock one. But those are okay fixtures. I think the one I'm looking forward to, I'm assuming Palace win tonight and they beat.
The thing is, the best thing about this now is there's not many big teams like proper like if you look at like what the so-called big six are, there's not many of them left.
There's not.
You've got Arsenal who are out, Liverpool out, Chelsea out, Spurs out. It's only City and United that are left again. And to be perfectly honest, I could see United going out for sure. I think Fulham beat them at Old Trafford.
Could you imagine if all big six sides were out of the FA Cup before like the semi-final?
It'd feel like 2008 again.
Was that the last time that happened? Yeah.
That 2008 in the FA Cup final. It was Portsmouth versus Cardiff City.
Hmm.
The second FA Cup final at the new Wembley. Carnu scored the winner for Portsmouth.
Mm-hmm. That's a simulation when you look back at that. Low-key, that's a
And Carnu was
simulation.
in. I think Carnu was in his 40s.
Yeah, maybe even 50. Just 40 by
Yeah, you
paper.
had Harry Redknapp talking about before he signed him that he was going to play him in a trial game, and if he was shit in the trial game, they were going to fail him on the medical.
But Harry Redknapp also said that Paul Mercer asked to go on holiday. No, asked to go and get like therapy. They went on holiday. That's what typical Paul Mercer. Guys, we'll get into the Arsenal stuff later. We'll get into Arsenal stuff later. I know you guys want to ask, but I'll ask the questions later because Alfie hasn't been here for a couple of weeks now. But Plymouth, did you catch the Plymouth game? Yeah, like even with
Yeah,
Liverpool's team they put out, they should have still beaten Plymouth.
it was a fairly weak team in
Mm.
my opinion. I mean, you only really saw the likes of Jota. I know they played Endo, and to be perfectly
Mm.
honest, they don't really play Endo that much. Endo's just
No.
a squad player, so on a slot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they played that youngster trainee Omi. I've heard a lot about him. I've heard he's a really good player.
Yeah.
I've heard he's a baller. Um, but apart from that, I didn't really look at the team. I just watched the game for the sake of it. But
Yeah.
I feel like I was definitely shocked when obviously the penalty was given. It was a definite penalty.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for
Harvey
sure.
Elliott had his hands up.
Yeah. Blatant.
It was a blatant penalty, and the penalty was taken with precision. I know Kelleher, I think, went the wrong way,
Mm-hmm.
but it was great. It was great to see a fairly smaller team beat a big side in the cup again. It's brilliant. It shows you that the FA Cup is still a great cup.
Oh yeah,
It's not
definitely.
some little thing that should be chucked to the side. It shows that there's importance because you look at the big teams, they'll chuck the FA Cup to the side because they want to win the bigger trophies, the likes of the Champions League or the Premier League. But then you look at the buzz that you see off the little teams that win in like the earlier rounds against a really big side, and you see how much it means to them.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows how much like the FA Cup is still an important cup and should be recognised as an important trophy to win.
Definitely.
Which is why I'm so fucking pissed that we chucked it to the side. Again. Again. And we did the same against Newcastle. How fucking dare you? How dare you? How dare you duppy Man City 5-1 and then put out that shite at St James's Park a few days later? How fucking dare you? How dare you get my hopes up like that? You bastards.
All right, we might as well stay there because people asked about it in the chat. They want to talk about Arsenal, and I was going to leave it to last. But with that context of everyone else being out of the FA Cup, you went out to Manchester United
On penalties.
on penalties. A couple of weeks later, you go and beat Man City, outplayed them. You then celebrate like you won 4 trophies in that same game where you did a whole trophy parade, the whole people buying stay humble shirts, man like Julian, man like Daniel Levy, buying, as Kai says, like talking about buying an Arsenal shirt for 100 and getting stay humble printed on the back.
And now you see, and now I see, and now you see why I hate him.
Hey, fucking squeeze me, you hate me.
This is the thing of Arsenal fans as well, though, and you fell for it as well.
I did.
And this is the thing, Alfie. As much as you've maintained calmness throughout most of the season, the one thing you've always drilled in, especially on this show, since the previous Arsenal Man City game, is stay humble every time City lost. Your fans
Yes.
are making signs of it. Your fans are. Your announcers playing Kendrick Lamar about after the game about sit down and be humble. Good shit tells me at the end, but at the same time, I don't think you lot got the message because as soon as you guys get past the corner, a train is coming. That Newcastle train where you're already 2-0 down. So you go from that Man City performance to the Newcastle performance in a season where Man City have fallen off and you should be overtaking them. So then you still being second to Liverpool. I don't think you guys got the stay humble stuff. I don't think you guys got it. I'm fine with the Lewis Skelly celebration. I think that's class. I like that. That should, if I would have been much worse than that. I would have redone Adebayor celebration. I would have redone Adebayor celebration and gone up to see. That's what I would have done. If I'm 17 and I'm celebrating like that, I would have done worse. Trust me.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, the reason Adebayor done the celebration against us was because as soon as he left, we started singing shit about his mum and his dad. In fact, we did it while he was playing for us.
But this is the thing, I would have recreated it because it's Man City Arsenal. Because it happened in the Man City Arsenal game. I would have recreated that. That would have gone viral. But it's not about going viral. It's about fucking winning.
I think the only reason I got involved was simply because of the whole going back to the game at the Etihad. Like, don't throw the ball at the back of my player's head. Don't do that. You wouldn't like it if I did it to you, would you? It's not nice. Like, you don't throw the ball in the back of someone's head. You prick. So that's why I got involved, because like you don't do that shit to another human being. Like that's not fair. Like, he wasn't even looking as well. Like,
you guys get back. Celebrate right in his face first minute.
And then you had obviously the whole situation with Lewis Skelly in the previous game, where Haaland turned around to him and said, "Who the fuck are you?" He fucking knows who he is now. Fair enough. What a goal. What a goal. Fair enough, it was deflected. Ortega did get a hand to it, but it went in nonetheless. And the shot was on target, so it was his goal anyway.
Yeah.
But it was a great game. And then we brought no one in. Again, we brought no one in. What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, what are you... You've heard the players mention it now as well. Declan Rice said after we beat Spurs, we're lacking in depth. We need players. And you bring no one in. You keep hearing hints that's someone's coming to Arsenal. You look on deadline day, there was no one at the Emirates. There was no one there. The lights were off. There were no incomings that day. And you kind of knew it. You kind of knew that Arsenal weren't going to flex their muscle and bring in some more players to bolster our team. Because we've got fuck all in terms of depth right now. How many players we got out? We still got Saka out. Jesus is out for the season. And now Martinelli's looking to be out for a month because he got injured at Newcastle. What the fuck are you doing, you stupid pricks? No, it's actually pissing me off, no doubt, mates. It's really getting to me. I'm not gonna lie.
Because there was that Ollie Watkins bid as well.
That fucking Ollie, you knew that Ollie Watkins bid was a PR stunt, so they could say at the end of the window when no one's come through the door, "Oh well, we tried.
Yeah,
we gave it our best." No, you fucking didn't. You spent too much time making new fucking merch. You've got a brand deal with Adidas. You're chucking shit out for bare money for us going like us fans to pay for. I don't usually go to games. I feel sorry for the people, like, because I can't get there. Obviously, I live in South. It's hard to get to North London sometimes.
Mm.
But I feel sorry for the people that go week in, week out, getting shit chucked in their face. Match day programs, half and half scarves that don't make sense. Fucking like they get you to spend £200 in a club shop, and then they go out and they put a fucking shite performance in against a team like Newcastle, who have been on and off all season. Let's face it,
Yeah.
they've been on and off all season. You kind of look at it as if to say Isak's turning up because he wants a move, because he can't see nothing getting better. I kind of
Hmm.
feel like Eddie Howe's time's up, to be perfectly honest with you. I feel like he's taken them as far as he can go. I feel like Newcastle would be better off if they got someone more experienced in, someone who knows what it's like to play in Europe.
Hmm.
Because you kind of looked at Newcastle in Europe and thought Eddie Howe was kind of out of his depth.
Yeah.
Like they done really well to get to Europe. They got to the Carabao Cup in that season as well. But you looked at Newcastle and thought, like, fair enough, they had their night where they battered PSG at home, and that was a great time for them. But now, after that, they're putting like poor performances in the Champions League. I don't think they realise that the level of the game has gone up, because they
Mm.
haven't been in the Champions League for a while, and that's fair enough to them. They've gone through some like tough shit. They've had shit owners,
Yeah.
but now they want to get back into Europe, and you can obviously see it. But Eddie Howe's kind of fucking up now, and I feel like he's taken them as far as they can go.
Did you have any confidence before that Newcastle game because of the City game, or did the transfer window dampen that already?
I said, like, before the Newcastle game, I sat there and said, if you play like you played against Manchester City, we have every single chance of us getting back into the tie.
Mm.
But then you saw that Erdegaard chance, and you said, like we said to ourselves, we're not getting back in the tie. We got lucky with the offside goal. I'm not gonna lie. We got really, really lucky. We were caught out. But then we went forward, had our possibly our best chance of the game, and we missed it. Of course, it was Erdegaard that took it, and for some reason, he took it on his fucking weaker foot. It's not like the ball was blatantly on his right hand side. It's not like he could. It's not like he could only take it with his right foot. His left foot was. It could have taken the shot, but he took it with his right. He wanted to show off.
Yeah.
He wanted to say, "Oh yeah, I could shoot with my right foot. I'm ambidextrous." No, you're not. You put it wide, and look what happened afterwards. Newcastle came up to our end and fucking put a goal in.
What did you make of individual performances in that game?
We
So,
were
like,
all shit.
Hmm.
We were all shit. And because we were all shit one year, we looked lost.
hmm. Like Saliba got run ragged twice in both legs by Isak. And, like, what's up with him? Now, why is he struggling against Isak specifically? Why is he struggling in the big games specifically? Like, when I
I
mean big
think it's
games, I mean
'cause-
cup games.
I think it's because he knows that Real Madrid are calling.
You reckon his head's in Madrid?
You don't like to think it, but you have to look at it from his perspective.
Mm.
Like, you have to look at it. He's a very, very good defender for
Yeah.
someone of his age as well. He's a very, very good defender. It doesn't look like he's going to win fuck all at Arsenal. Let's be real.
Hmm.
I feel like we're just like I feel like if we let him go, he could go on to be one of the greatest midfield defenders in the world. But I feel like I feel like he could go on to be one of the greatest defenders in the world if he went to Real Madrid,
Yeah.
if we gave him that opportunity. Because let's be real, if you hear that Real Madrid are coming calling, you don't say no, do you?
No, you don't.
You don't. You'd be stupid to say no. We've
That's
we've 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 both seen the goal films, right?
yeah. You love the goal films.
Did Santiago Nunez say no to Real Madrid when they came calling? No, he didn't.
Mm.
He took that move. Fair enough. They made the film to look like he went on to do bits. In fact, they used the tie where Arsenal beat him at the Bernabeu and made it look as if it was the Champions League final in the film, and flipped it their way, like flipped it Real Madrid's way because Santiago Nunez was on the team. They made him go 1-0 up after 4 minutes by a goal scored by Nick Cannon, who was playing for Arsenal.
Fucking Nick Cannon.
Then they made it 2-0 with the only goal of the actual game that they used being the Thierry Henry goal. Then Santiago Muniz's mate Gavin Harris scored a goal to get him back in the game. Then Santiago Munez scored to make it 2-2. And then David Beckham scored a free kick at the end because it's David Beckham. And they won the Champions League.
What if that happens to you lot in real life? Saliba goes there. Saliba goes to Real Madrid, and then he dunks in the final. Imagine.
But we wouldn't get to the final, would we? We're too spineless.
Mm. Especially in performances like that, like the performances from Raya. What the fuck was he doing? What was he doing for that goal? What put Rice under pressure like that? What was your Kai Havertz? Again.
This fucking guy, man. I've had enough. Get him gone.
Mm. It makes it worse that Isak's on the other team, doesn't it?
Isak's such a good player. We could have got him.
Years ago.
If we put the money on the table, we could have got him.
Could have got him years ago. That's us did. Your fans were stalking his car. When he was at Sociedad. Your fans were following his car, studying his number plate, like watching to see if he's going to travel to London to do a fucking medical at Arsenal. He was just doing something else in London.
Our fans are ridiculous. It's a joke. It is a joke.
What do you even do for the rest of the season with fucking this attack? Now that Martinelli's injured, I said if Wanyeri starts, you have a chance of like, if you can score early and Wanyeri starts, like cool, you might have a chance of turning something around. But he still decided to put Martinelli on the right, Havertz on the left, Trossard, Havertz up front, Trossard on the left. That's the front three. After we saw what happened in the first leg, we saw what happened when Wanyeri came on against City, and he still didn't get his chance until Martinelli got injured. And then we saw what happened. Like, what do you do with this attack for the rest of the season? You haven't signed anyone.
So I am physically sat here thinking, where do we go from here?
Mm.
Like I don't know what to do with the rest of the season. I'm not gonna lie to you. This season, done, finito.
Is it over? Yeah.
I feel like they just play the game to play the rest of the season out. We're not gonna be going for anything. At the least, just try and get top four for fuck's sake. Because we're under pressure with that as well.
It's gotten there, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotten to that where you got look at that top
Back
four.
to the good old days, isn't it?
Back to the good old days of Arsene Wenger.
The latter years of Arsene Wenger, yeah.
Of what you guys were complaining about before about always getting
Exactly.
top four.
Exactly.
It's Alfie in Dubai. Oh yeah, you're in Dubai with Salt Bay. No, but
No,
do you think? Do you think another Dubai trip is gonna strive on this Arsenal team for another second half of the season? Because that's definitely why you guys went on the run, because you went to
we
fucking
can't
Dubai.
keep going to the Middle East to get better every single fucking season, Mike. We can't. We just can't do it.
Mm. Arteta getting
Like
fed with meat in his mouth, opening his mouth like a whore.
PR merchant, I'm telling you.
NPC kits, fucking.
Clearly, clearly, fucking does what the ownership tell him to do.
Mm. You reckon you guys should put more pressure on the ownership?
I mean, you look at. I mean, you look at a lot. I do agree with a lot of people and what they say about the board have let Mikel Arteta down in terms of giving him the money for signings. But let's be real. Does Mikel Arteta really have the bollocks to go into the boardroom and say, "Listen, this is the player I want. This is how much money I need. Let me sign him." He's not that kind of guy. He's a
No.
happy-go-lucky guy that's going to say whatever the board tell him to say. He's going to be very PR orientated because he's getting paid a lot of money. Let's be real.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, you look at the Arsenal manager job; it's one of the best paying jobs in Europe.
Arteta's one of the most paid managers in Europe. You know.
Exactly. So,
This is
so, so they're both equal to blame.
mm,
We need a manager that's going to go in there and say exactly what I've just said. This is the player I want. This is how much money I need. Give me the money. I will sign the player and I will bring you trophies. Because the fans care about trophies. They want to see the team win trophies. But the ownership are just happy with the top four and they'll chuck an FA Cup at us every now and again. No, I don't want that. I've had that for a time and I was okay with it, but I'm not okay with it anymore. I want the bigger trophies. I want the Premier League. I want the Champions League. But we're not going to get it with either the manager that we've got now or the ownership that's in charge. They're both equal to blame.
is that a case of also like obviously you'd want to win the FA Cup, but that's not enough for 5 years, like 5 years in, 6 years in, however long it has been now. It's not enough now, is it?
I've said before, we were told in 2006 when we moved from Highbury to the Emirates Stadium, we were told we were moving to the Emirates to compete.
Mm.
We were being told we were going to win the big trophies. We were going to have the Champions League moments. The only Champions League moments I've seen at the Emirates Stadium is Ronaldo turning up and absolutely duppying us. That free kick from fuck knows how long out and then hitting us on the break.
He
Fair
took that
enough, you can give me the last season's moment against Porto. Fair enough. I was happy with that because it was a big moment. I hadn't seen a big moment at the Champions League for a while. It was big for us to win on pens. But let's be real. I haven't seen much. The only trophies. Thank you very much, Charlie. Um, but the only trophies we have won since we've moved to the Emirates Stadium is the FA Cup.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Sure.
2014, 2015, 2017, and 2020. All of them in the FA Cup. Two of them against the same side.
Yeah, Chelsea, yeah.
Exactly.
Even that Porto game though. You got
And both
outplayed.
of those games against Chelsea went exactly the same way. We won 2-1 and Chelsea got a man sent off.
Yeah. The second time wasn't even justified with VAR.
It wasn't.
The first time was because Victor Moses decided to die for no reason. But even the Porto game, you guys got outplayed and you took it to penalties against Porto. You guys underestimated Porto and you have to take it to pens. Because they were shocking at penalties. By the way, anyone that comes up against Declan Rice on a penalty shootout, he only goes one side. He only goes to the left. I've watched this guy for West Ham. He only shoots penalties on the left. Why do goalkeepers not prepare for that? Like, I don't understand. But that's just something I came away with from that game, because Porto outplayed you guys for most of the two legs, but you guys had more quality up front at the time. Odegaard played the ball through to Martinelli and stuff like, or to Trossard, whoever it was. Like, this is the thing.
And look now, Odegaard's gone missing.
Yeah, what's happened to him?
I don't know.
His problem? What's his problem? What's his level? What is it? Is it him without Saka? Is it he's just hides in games? What is it?
I can't quite find the answer. To be perfectly honest, it's hard to tell what's going wrong with him. I mean, fair enough, you take away Saka, a lot of his creative abilities on the pitch get diminished. Because if you look at the way Arteta plays, without Saka, Odegaard's just hugging the right-hand side of the pitch. He's hugging the touchline. And he's not comfortable there.
No.
You look at the way that he plays for Arsenal on the pitch. He's a number 10 that likes to float. But because he's being used to make up the lack of attacking threat on the right-hand side of the pitch, he's out of position and he's not performing well.
Yeah. He should have one bit of chalk on his boots.
But at the same time, you can't really use that as an excuse.
No. I don't think he should have any bit of chalk on his boots. Like, he should be in those spaces.
No.
And even then, I feel like with Odegaard, he's an example of players that are the kind of players that are easy to mark nowadays. I was saying, like, when we were growing up, when we watched like dynamic number 10s, managers set out game plans to put a man on them or whatever, or like play the game against them, sort of thing, where they try and plan for David Silva, they try and plan for Philippe Coutinho, try and plan for even a Hazard, who is technically and naturally a number 10, but he was a sick winger as well. But nowadays, you got let's say the likes of Maddison, the likes of Erdegaard, the likes of Palmer, the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Kevin De Bruyne. I would say apart from De Bruyne, a lot of them are quite easy to mark out of the game by just following them. All you have to do against these players is just follow them and get tight to them. And I feel like it doesn't help with this systematic football. I'm not saying that that Erdegaard with freedom will make him any better, because I just think he can be a bit one-dimensional with how he creates at times. But my whole thing is, if you do let him have a bit of freedom, you're not constantly creating down one side. You're creating down both sides. I said it millions of times with Arsenal's midfield. If you want to get that midfield right properly, you played Bryce in a double pivot with Partey, and then put Odegaard in a 10 to roam around the spaces. So it's not just you creating around the right-hand side. He just pops up on both sides when you have the ball. That's how it should be. But he's consistent with this 4-3-3. He shoehorns either Rice to try and play make from the back, or to make late arrivals into the box, which he can't do either. He's a double pivot guy. We've seen this multiple times. But he's shoehorning him in. You bought 100 million on Rice, you don't know how to use him. The guy's a good player. He gets either too much hype on one side and too much criticism on the other side. He isn't what he is. He is what he is if he's used right. He's a simple player. This is the thing with Arteta. You're kind of showing your hand every season. It comes to a point where there's a big group of Arsenal fans that don't like this. There's you, like North Side, League Gunner, whoever, yeah. But the majority of Arsenal fans don't really give a fuck. Let's be real. They don't. If the Arsenal fans really gave a fuck like they used to, they'd be more booing at the ground. They'd be more not protest. I don't expect any English fan to protest unless you're in the EFL, because English fans in the Premier League, let's be honest, they're not really that serious. But I expect more heat. I expect more match-going fans giving the heat. But it seems that very accepting of what's going on, and I feel like because they're so used to the Wenger situation, you're kind of an acceptance now. You're kind of just accepting what's going on.
I do think that there is a lot of people out there that it's kind of like when the whole Wenger out situation kind of brewed up. There was a lot of people that were very, very public in what they said. There was a lot of people that were too afraid to say what they wanted to say. because they thought they would get into a lot of arguments with the people who thought the other way. But you kind of look at this Arteta situation, and it looks the same way.
Yeah.
I do think that there is a majority of people that sit there and specifically those that go to the games, sit there and go, this guy ain't cutting it anymore. I feel like there is a lot of people that go to the games that think that.
You reckon the tide is turning now?
I do think so.
What's going to spark it then?
I feel like a lot of it is. The heat has definitely risen after the Newcastle game. And not just the Newcastle game, it's the fact that we beat Man City 5-1, then brought no one in. And you expect the players to be hyped up where you've clearly shown your hand in terms that you're not going to bring in sufficient depth to the squad. So we're clearly not going to win anything. We go to Newcastle, we lose, and then it starts to intensify again because fans there are not pleased. And they've got every right to not be pleased.
Definitely. What about... This is the thing, like, you've only got Champions League and Premier League left. So what the fuck does the rest of the season even look like for Arsenal?
I don't think we've got nothing left. I think we get to the last 16. We'll be lucky about who we get. And if we do get through to the last 16, we're going to be very unlucky. We get through the last 16. We're going to be very unlucky in the quarterfinals as to who we get. There'll be another bigger team, either a Bayern or a Barcelona, maybe even a Real Madrid, because I think they might beat Man City in that tie. We're not winning the Champions League this season, and we're definitely not winning the Prem. Because despite the result against Plymouth at the weekend, I still don't see Liverpool dropping points. Yes, they've got Everton on Wednesday, but I feel like Everton might be a tough game, though. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like Everton might make a big deal out of the game. They're on a very, very good run at the moment. Yes, they did lose against Bournemouth in the FA Cup this weekend, but they are on a very, very good run of form at the moment at Goodison Park in the Premier League with David Moyes. They won their previous game. Who did they beat at home?
Leicester.
They beat Leicester at home, scored very, very quickly in the first half. They beat Spurs at home as well. David Moyes seems to have got them going. And I definitely think they're going to make a big deal out of the fact this is going to be the last Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. This game would have been played a lot earlier. It was meant to have played a lot earlier. But obviously, we all know what happened. But I feel like Everton are going to make a very, very big deal out of that game, and they're going to make it very, very tough for Liverpool to get a result. It'll be very interesting to see how that game goes. I will definitely be watching, I'm not going to lie.
So will I. Charlie asked, Arsenal need another keeper, number centre back, and number DM, and number 10, left wing, right wing, and a striker. What do you think is the highest priority, Alfie?
I think they're all very high priorities. We claim to be a big club. Big clubs have a lot of money.
Yeah.
They like to spend a lot of money on players to improve the squad so they can win trophies. Put your hands in your pockets and pull some fucking money out and sign these players. We need another centre back for sure. Get rid of Kivior. In that case, we probably need 2 centre backs.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, we're not going to be playing Calafiori as a centre back, are we?
No.
We're going to be playing him out on the left. It's ridiculous because we all know he's a centre back. We need another winger.
Yeah.
We need another midfielder. A strong midfielder. We needed Zubimendi in the summer, and we came back with Marino.
Yeah.
You fucking idiots. You signed that man simply because he got the winner against Germany in the Euros, and he wasn't even part of the main midfield in that tournament. It was Zubimendi and who else?
Oh, Olmo, Danny Olmo was there.
Yeah,
Who started? I don't remember who I started. In the Euros, yeah, Zubimendi, Olmo, and someone else. I know Marino
I
was
know.
in Kevin.
I know that Nico Williams and Yamal played on the wings for the majority of the time.
Rodri and Olmo. I did Musty. I'm looking at my screen, mate. I'm not checking anything. Rodri started DM. Olmo.
See, the thing is, the thing that I liked about the Spain team, yes, obviously it hurt when they beat us in the final. But the thing I liked about that Spain team is you could take a Rodri out of the side, put a Zubimendi in, and it wouldn't look like the team changed.
Mm-hmm. But this is the thing now. Like all we heard after the Man United game was you after Zubimendi, and now we're hearing that Barcelona and Real Madrid after Zubimendi. So get more PR.
Yeah.
I think we all
Wait,
could.
did you say
We could all.
Barcelona?
Yeah, Barcelona as well.
Let's see if they're gonna fucking get Zubimendi. They're broke, bruv.
They'll find a way. They
They're
always have.
broke. They've got no money. They still haven't registered Danny Olmo.
Yeah, but if they really had no money, they'd be fucked. It's La
Why
Liga,
is
bro.
it taking them so long to register Danny Olmo then?
Because of how many players they've got in their squad. How much money they spend on the players in their squad. They have to shuffle it around. It's La Liga, bro. It's corrupt. They're going to just send some brown envelopes to La Liga and register him. And they'll get more players. They're
Game's
more
gone.
likely to spend than you are, bro.
Game's gone.
Game is gone a long time ago, bro. This is the thing. Why are we only hearing Arsenal in for this person after they lose? Because of PR. We all know that you need a striker, but even a striker, let's say you get a striker, that doesn't solve everything. Who's giving the ball to the striker from the left-hand side? Fucking no one, bro. Martinelli ain't doing it. The guy is not even looking up to see where the striker is in the box. Running with his head down like he's got a fucking supply teacher. Like, Trossard can create now and then. He's a now and then player. He's not that good. Hey, it wouldn't surprise me if you got Sterling and got a permanent. It wouldn't fucking surprise me.
Don't.
The only reason why you didn't get
Don't.
Rashford is Villa got him.
Don't.
What's the point of Sterling? Fourth choice
He
winger.
is shit. He is shit.
Mm.
He's never been the best player in the team. You look at that Liverpool team that he was in that nearly won the league. He weren't the best player in that team. We all know who the best player was in that team. It was Suarez.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, of course, you look at that team. Yes, Sterling had moments. Yes, Sturridge had moments. Yes, Gerrard had moments in that team. But Suarez was the main guy. Like Suarez was banned for like 2-3 months of that season. He came out that season with a golden boot. That shows you how much of a good player he was for them. Then you look at the Man City team that Sterling was in. Again, he wasn't even the best player. De Bruyne would outplay him. Aguero would outplay him. David Silva, Sane would outplay him. Even fucking Vincent Company would outplay him. Did
It just
Sterling
worked.
ever let off a banger from 25, 30 yards?
No, only a curling one in against Southampton once. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. And that wasn't even a banger. That's just a finesse shot. Like this is the thing with Sterling as well. That Sterling worked in that team because he just played direct wingers, Aguero in the box, Silva, De Bruyne constantly feeding you.
Yeah.
And Charlie also said, and look at the likely outgoings this coming summer. You're losing Neto, Tierney, probably losing Zinchenko, Jorginho, prison charge, Sterling, Trossard, and Martinelli. Maybe even Trossard and Martinelli leave.
I take it by prison charge. He means Thomas Partey.
But yeah, who else is it going to be? Unless you got another case of why is he around as well. Like, I don't know when you got more cases than we think.
I think Sterling should have a case for impersonating a footballer.
Man said incarcerate him. Incarcerate Sterling. But this guy must be. Yeah, what's up with Saka right now? Is he coming back anytime soon?
But I mean, like he's doing his thing in Dubai at the moment with the rest of the squad. I mean, he's obviously like training.
Yeah.
Clearly, Arteta wants to rush him back so badly, but please don't. I know he probably will anyway, but please don't.
Mm.
He's going to be another Jack Wilshere. what a player
Good.
Jack Wilshere could have been, but he got injured.
Yeah.
We all
What should we
saw
do?
we all saw how good Jack Wilshere was in that game against Barcelona in 2011,
Mm.
where he took control of that Barcelona midfield. He had
Now,
them wrapped around his finger for that one night at the Emirates. Let's be real.
and now we're looking at Saka, thinking he could be made a wall just because of Arteta. It's crazy, man, but this is what he does all the time. Like, Odegaard came back and he rushed Odegaard back. He's going to rush Saka back. He will rush Saka back. And for as long as Arteta's here, Saka ain't going to have any more rhythm. Because he got away with not having much injuries. He was getting knocks early in the season. It was coming. Anyone can see this coming. You literally got that knock and you missed a Bournemouth game, came back straight away.
I guarantee you, in 5 years' time, we're going to be looking at Bukayo Saka and sitting there and thinking to ourselves, what could have been.
Surely, as Charlie's referring to, you've got to have a big rebuild in the summer then. Because, as he said, you're going to lose a lot of players that play parts of your season, and you really have a smaller squad in the league. He mentioned the outgoings. Also, references to Tomiyasu. I haven't heard of Tomiyasu in fucking a long time. A long, long time. I don't know where he is. Is he still alive?
I don't even know.
So everybody will go Arsenal, I think City midfielder the Barca. I think because City got that Gonzalez keys, and they're probably not going to get another deep line midfielder. But I reckon he probably goes Real Madrid if he's going to leave. Because I think Liverpool are actually still interested as well, but they don't spend money. But I mean, we're seeing that they've already got the squad that's ready made compared to Arsenal. If Rashford plays well at Villa, I think he'll go for him in the summer. That's the thing. Villa got a buy option, so if he does well, Villa will get him. They'll probably have first say. And yeah, KDB did give Sterling a career, man.
Does the Asensio deal come with a buy option?
No. No buy option there.
Fair
it's just a straight loan, that one. But you got a lot of outgoings. You reckon there's going to be a big rebuild then?
There has to be. If you're getting rid of that many players, there has to be a massive rebuild because we already need improvement on the squad we've got now.
Mm. A lot of those guys are squad players as well.
Exactly.
A lot of those guys actually played a part. Also, they didn't even mention Jesus might even go. Surely he goes by now.
I think he should.
Like, you got a lot of players out washed now.
I mean, you look at it at the moment, you see a lot of Brazilians are going back to Brazil. Do you reckon he'll make that move if he does go?
I reckon him and Richarlison are destined to go back to Brazil. They're both players that the Premier League's too much for you, though.
I mean, you look at Marcelo, who's obviously now retired. He went back to Fluminense. You look at Neymar, who's just gone back to Santos.
We're also mentioning legends there. Would they even welcome them back? Because you know what Brazilian fans are like.
Yeah.
They got fucking standard there. They didn't even like Vinny. Like fucking Jesus. But I think we got all the Arsenal stuff out of the way. Tottenham lost again. They lost back-to-back cups. Back-to-back cups. Liverpool and Villa. But the Villa game, they conceded in a minute.
Do you know what this means?
What?
This means my sister's going to make it to her 18th birthday without seeing Tottenham in a trophy. She turned 17 on Friday, so
Yep.
big
And
ups
they're
to
not winning
her.
the fucking Europa.
They were not winning the Europa League. No chance.
Surely Ange gets sacked.
Oh, he has to. Bro said at the start of the season, I always win in my second season. Bro, you're sitting in a relegation battle and you're not winning fuck all. They barely got out of the league phase in the Europa League.
Yeah.
Because I see them putting a couple of piss poor performances. You see that one against Galatasaray? They were shit.
Dog shit. Forster gave
Exactly.
them
And it's been on the cards for a while. It's not just once or twice I've seen. It's not just once or twice I've seen Spurs fans have a go at Ange at the end of the game. It's a lot more than that. It's rising. They want him gone. You
But
can't
this is
build
the,
up a team's hope just like that and then knock it down like it's a house of cards. You can't do that.
this happens every 2 years at top. Every 2 years, overhype the manager for no reason. They go on a run, then then they get found out. Then the whole talk is about, oh, is this style of play? The style of play sustainable? Meh, 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 meh. It happens to Conte, happens to Mourinho, happens to Ange. Where the
Watford
fuck?
have been FC.
Yeah, what the fuck are they doing as a club? Like, I'm just confused at this point because, where do you go from here?
They're happy.
Like, what?
This team as a club are happy with the moments, but they're not happy. But they don't care about the prize at the end. And now it's come to bite them in the arse. They've done that for so long. They've looked at. Oh, do you remember that time that we beat Arsenal to get to the League Cup final? Or do you remember that time when we played against Man United in the Cup final? Or do you remember when we got to the Champions League final? They're always happy about the moments, but they've never had a prize to be happy about. And now it's come back to bite them in the arse.
Unless they get fucking Poch back, as Charlie was saying, they were singing Poch's name apparently. That's when it gets long. We're just thinking about a manager that left about 6 years ago.
But Potter's gone USA, ain't he?
Yeah.
He's
So,
earning burpee out there.
Joe, that's true, you know. Not even trying to just describe 90% of the Arsenal fan base. Red Spurs and all that. Like, this is the thing with Tottenham. What type of manager do you even hire now? Because you've gone for the big names. And you've gone for the we like to play football Tottenham way and all that nonsense
You've
manager.
gone with the big names, hasn't worked. You've gone with the smaller names, hasn't worked. Like what do you do? I think the main problem is obviously leaving.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you've tried getting the best managers in Europe, or if not the world, and it hasn't worked. And you've tried going for the up and coming managers, the process managers,
Yeah.
as they're so called, and that hasn't worked either. So what
What
do
type of
you
manager
do?
should they go for? Yeah,
You
what do you
go
think
you
future
go
lies for
you go at
Spurs?
the owner. You go at the
Yeah.
owner.
Yeah. Facts.
But the chances of Daniel Levy having divine intervention, looking in the mirror one day and saying, maybe I'm the problem at Spurs, the chances of that happening are next to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I've said it before, Tottenham's owner looks at money like a Mayfair hooker. Grabs it with both hands, doesn't care, will do anything for it.
They're dying for it. Literally, that's
Somebody clip that, please. Somebody clip that, please. We want
that's
that.
Tottenham.
We want that in the compilation for the end of 2025, bro.
Fuck's sake.
We're starting early.
Oh, for fuck's sake. That's why I started
I
clipping
want to
shit.
see this clip on your TikTok, bro. I beg.
What's just that? I can't just put fucking 6 seconds and it's not fucking Vine.
Now get me talking about the Tottenham shit first, and then just drop that line.
Alright, fair enough. Alright, you're better than this than I am. I'm terrible at clipping shit, bro. I forget when the timestamps are on the show. That's why you only see me clip shit now and then. Like, that's most of the last clip. Oh, yeah, I
Better
was
tag
talking
me in
about.
it as well. Better tag me in it as well.
Of course. Last clip was about. Oh, yeah, talk about falling in love with a lone player.
Oh, I love that one. That was brilliant.
Yeah, like, I wasn't wrong, though. I
No, you
wasn't
weren't.
wrong.
You weren't.
It is like falling in love with a stripper. Like, I'm just saying. But yeah, Lopetegui to Spurs. Who says no? Exactly. I think make this happen. I will put a petition. I will put a petition out there to make it happen. I will love it. I will fucking love it. He's available though. He's available. He's on a free. He's been to London recently. Premier League experience. Trophy winner. Everything Spurs need. Everything Spurs need right now. Why not? Why not? Like, who says no? Apart from
But
probably.
again, you ask the same question. They've done it before, and it's not worked. Then what do you make? What do you make it think it's going to work now?
Nah, Lopetegui Spurs will work. Believe, man. Process. What's that? I look
You
at
just
Mayfair.
you just want to see him go Spurs, so he fucks up another club like he fucked up yours.
What? I never knew that. I never knew that.
There's another chip right there.
I never knew that. I never knew that. Like, this is the thing though. Like Lopetegui Spurs. Don't tell me that wouldn't be box office. Don't tell me you wouldn't watch. Like you might as well just watch the Expression fan cams instead of the game at that point.
They need if they did that with and they got Lopetegui Spurs, there needs to be making an all or nothing part two,
Yeah. Oh, he'd be the most
season two.
uninspired cunt when it comes to fucking like doing um, changing room speeches. It's like just looking like he's about to kill himself all the time. So you have to go out there and play, guys. You have to fight and do this like that. Well, we're on the right track. Yeah, he had the audacity in his leaving message to say we were on the right track.
Do you reckon you'll have a Spurs fan doing a eulogy after he gets sacked like you did?
Nah, probably not. Probably not.
That
Probably
was
not.
box office. That was box office.
Yeah, I'm surprised people like that because like people like that's thanks to the chat. The chat told me to do a eulogy, and that's what it's just on the top of my head. I had to do it. I had to do it.
Here we have a Spanish pussyo who didn't deserve the job in the first place. We gave him time. We gave him excuses.
Oh my god! Right, I tell you, is that Lopetegui era feels like a long time ago now. It feels like a long time ago with Potter in charge, but really so
Yet you still have survived Lopetegui under your nose.
yeah, and it will stay there, and it will stay there for the time being. I would dunk on him whenever I can. I hope he gets another job soon because I need to hate on a club. I need to hate on whoever he's going to manage. I just hope they fail. That's what I'm going to be doing anyway.
Do you reckon if Graham Potter does well at West Ham, you're going to be calling him Harry Potter's dad or something?
I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. Fuck.
You're going to say man went from coaching Quidditch to getting us into the Europa League final. Wow.
If we get there,
Yeah.
I fucking hope so.
Would you go?
But I go to you. I would try my best. I'd try my fucking best. I will try my best, but those tickets will go quick.
Do you know what? I'm actually surprised that you didn't go Prague. I know you obviously went to the trophy parade afterwards.
Yeah,
but I'm surprised you didn't go. I thought you would have. I thought you would have really enjoyed it. I mean, obviously, I watched Bazinga's perspective of it and going to the final, and that was great to watch. It was pure scenes.
Yeah, it was a representation of how we all felt on that night, and that's the thing. Like, I would have wanted it. I would love to go, but it's just the money at the time. It's just, I don't know. Like, it would have been too much. It would have been too much at the time. But also, the tickets again would have gone quick. I could have gone. I could have even gone to just like the fan zone there. Like, I just had a holiday, but at the same time, like, it just had other things going on. But I would have loved to go. I would have loved to go. And that's why I wish the Alkmaar second leg was at West Ham, because it was at Alkmaar.
What scenes that would have been.
And we could have celebrated going into the final at the stadium, but we didn't. Like, that's the mad thing about it. That's the mad thing about it. But
the moment against Ghent was class.
Oh yeah,
the Declan Rice goal. The Declan Rice goal against Ghent was brilliant. He ran through the team.
I lost breath watching that. Like, I was just like, what the fuck? The reincarnation of fucking Yaya Toure just right in front of me, bruv. I was like, what the hell is going on? They just ran through the whole team. The whole team.
But you know what the difference between Declan Rice and Yaya Toure would have been?
There's quite a lot of differences, but go on.
West Ham would have given Declan Rice a birthday cake.
For fuck's sake. That's why they say that City didn't win the Champions League for time, because Yaya put a curse on them. That was the whole conspiracy theory. And then Yaya actually came out and said, I don't put curses on people. Like, Yaya, it's not that serious, man. It's not that serious. That's the second worst side. I miss seeing that Rice. Yeah, I miss seeing Rice in a West Ham shirt. That's for sure. Now he's at Arsenal suffering. But then again, he said he went there to win trophies.
Like, you look at Declan at West Ham, and he's like freshly cooked rice.
Mm.
You look at Declan Rice at Arsenal because of the way that we're playing him. You look like you're just opening the packet of Uncle Ben's. Like, let's be real.
Yeah. Yeah. This comment. Fuck's sake, bro. Fuck's sake, man. But speaking of Graham Potter, Brighton Chelsea, did you manage to catch up?
I caught glimpses of it.
Chelsea out in the fourth round.
Bet Prime's fuming. Bet Mellon's fuming.
Mellon was fuming.
Bet Lewis
Mellon
was
was still rattled
fuming.
yesterday. Mellon was still rattled
Bet
yesterday.
Lewis was fuming.
Oh, definitely. Lewis was fuming. But Mellon was still rattled yesterday. It's hilarious. Shout out to Mellon. But these Chelsea fans are now writing dissertations on Twitter talking about their club. It was all rosy like a month and a half ago. Obviously, a lot of Chelsea fans vocal when they beat West Ham. Congrats on beating West Ham. I'm sure you guys are, wanted momentum after that, and that didn't happen.
And the thing is, you barely beat them as well. You didn't go out and pummel them like you used to.
Nah.
You barely beat them.
Barely. And that's
well done. You beat a West Ham without a striker.
Yeah. Well done to beat West Ham at Stamford Bridge.
I swear you guys have rushed. It's going fully back, or have you rushed him back?
I think he is back, but it's just a case of he shouldn't have played 97 minutes because that was his first game coming back. So I don't think he should have played 97. But
I mean, it's fair enough of him to get the goal.
Yeah.
You went mental.
Yeah, of course. But that's the thing. Like, well done to beat West Ham at Stamford Bridge. You always beat West Ham at Stamford Bridge. But then what did you do after that? Then what did you do? Just
a quick little plug as well. If you guys haven't seen Max's reaction to Jared Bowen's goal, you can check it out at GVO Max Clips. I'm pretty sure Max will be leaving a link to that in the description, so you guys can check that out because it's good. It's a good reaction. Mellon was there as well.
Yeah, Mellon was there.
And then we saw how that quickly unfolded.
Yeah, we did.
The shoe was on the other foot. The tables were turned.
But that was a week ago, and then 2 days before today, they lost to Brighton.
Yeah.
And I don't know where Chelsea go from it. I don't know where Chelsea go from it. I don't know. But it's a case of
who does?
It's a case of some Chelsea fans are 2 up here, some Chelsea fans are 2 down here. There's no middle ground.
No.
That's what I've been saying. All I've been seeing is dissertations on Twitter. That's all I've been seeing. All I've been seeing is dissertations about their club. Like, some of them are just scrambling. They're just scrambling. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it personally. For me, like, it just is what it is. You fucked it up, but I don't know. Like, top 4 in the Conference League. Whether you guys think that's good enough, cool. But you need to get top 4. I don't think it's a given. It's not a given that you guys are going to get. It's not a given that you guys are going to get the Conference League either. Believe it or not. Especially if you're putting Sanchez as the cup keeper now. That's the only reason why I'm saying that. That's for me. I said we are Chelsea. This standards mush. I mean, you're Maresca out. I think he's going to stay, mate. So I think your standards are out the window. I can't lie. I don't think you're going to maintain your standards. Unlucky, Musty. Unlucky. Mason, I can't wait for them to bottom the Conference League. That's the thing. I will be as well. I will be there if that happens. I will be there. You're not going to hear the end of it from me. Because I've kept quiet. I've maintained that. I even said on the Chelsea West Ham game, we'd score first and then we'd lose 2-1. And I was still getting trolled after the game. I maintained it. I didn't say we're going to beat you. I even said we'd lose the first game when we lost 3-0.
Could it happen, though?
If they start Robert Sanchez, yes. I'm being serious. He's that shit. Like, but the only teams that Fiorentina and Betis.
And I swear they were already short on defensive numbers at the back as well.
They were.
And
for
they've
injury.
gotten rid of Jazazi,
Mm.
who, fair enough, was shit anyway.
Yeah, there you go. It's okay. At least I've gone to a game where my team lifted the Premier League. Yeah, but that was 5, 6 years ago. I think the
What game
problem
was
is
that, must be?
the problem is you guys are doing what Man United and Arsenal fans are now doing, where we make an argument about now, and then you go past 5, 6, 7 years ago to try and justify your argument. Like, what are we arguing about? But is what it is. But we've never received charges for cheating. So last London team to win a trophy. Last London team to win a trophy. Like, where are you guys? Thing is, standards are different from expectations. Standards are the best team in England over the last 25 years. Expectations, Conference League and top four. Fair. That's fair. When Chelsea bottle it, possibly Charlie's debut on the channel. If you want. Why not? Yeah, and Charlie, I'm the last person to what the fuck is going on? I don't know what is your guys' obsession with having tugs in the chat, but anyway. But you're gonna leave it there, people. Gonna leave it there. It's a good return show. Back on the road. Next week, back to Premier League games, back to normal as well. But before we go, Champions League predictions. Just gonna roam through it quick the games here. I'm gonna roll through the games. Just give your predictions in the chat, and Alfie will get your predictions as well.
What just on the general tie or?
First leg.
Oh, okay, first leg.
So for the games on Tuesday and Wednesday, Brest versus Paris, PSG.
I think 3-0 PSG.
Mm.
I think PSG very comfortably put them to one side and then go back to their stadium, play the game really tightly. Don't look to give the ball away. Play it really compact and get a result and go through.
You're not giving Brest a chance.
I mean, I am always the man to give Brest a chance.
Right. I think
I feel like we're doing what they do on CPS.
I think PSG will get the better of Brest. I just think. Listen, I hope
PSG will be on top of Brest, definitely.
Yeah. They should have the ability and experience to maintain the Brest.
Yeah.
I think PSG will win like 2-1. Brest have been good this season. Brest have been on top in it. Like what? Brest have been on top in the league phase.
They certainly have.
Yeah. But I think PSG will get over the line. I think they'll win like 2-1. But PSG are away. Man City, Real Madrid. Man City at home.
Real Madrid 2-1.
Yeah, I think 3-1 Real Madrid. I just think Real Madrid have got too much for them. City look way open.
I feel like Real Madrid will, as long as the Man City team don't play a high line, I feel like Real Madrid will go there, duck him within like the first 15 or 20 minutes, and then sit back for the rest of the game calmly, just play the ball amongst themselves. And then Man City will get a goal when there's like little to no time left. It's a very bold prediction, but it could happen.
Yeah, I just think City are too open. Real Madrid will get like an early goal. Whether people rate Mbappe or not, Mbappe on his day can still like destroy any
He loves
defender
the
that Man
Champions
City.
League, so
yeah. Juventus PSV. And PSV not PSV. Feyenoord were the one that sacked their manager. PSV haven't. Juventus are at home. Juventus only lost like their first league game the other day, but that's because they drew like 15 times in the league. Thiago Motta's under pressure.
And that's why I think PSV will win.
Well, at their ground, yeah? At Juventus'
Yeah.
ground.
I feel like they get either a 1-0 or a 2-1 at the Allianz Stadium, as they like to call it.
Yeah, I think 1-1. I think that'll be a draw. I think PSV will be up for it more than Juventus. Juventus will just be complacent.
And then take it back to PSV for the second leg.
Yeah, I think PSV will win the second leg. Yeah, be a draw and then take it back and then PSV go over the line. Sporting versus Dortmund, two teams struggling. Obviously, Sporting struggles since Amorim. Dortmund are just struggling in general. They've got a new
Mm.
manager now. I can't remember. I think it's Kovac that's their manager now. Thoughts?
I feel like it's a tough one to call because they're obviously doing very, very poor at the moment.
Mm.
I feel like a 1-1 in that game as well.
I think. I think it is tough to call because Dortmund were the same team. They were like 2-0 up against Real Madrid, lost like 5-2. They got battered in the league every week anyway. They lost to Stuttgart on the
Mm.
weekend. I think 2-2. It could be open game. It's going to be one of the most unnecessary open games in the Champions League. It's just going to be entertaining for completely no reason.
I feel like I feel like it will be a 1-1, but I feel like they'll only get the goals because of individual mistakes or just mistakes in general from the team
Yeah,
that lead to goals.
because Sporting sacked their manager that took over from Amorim, so they're struggling. But Gyökeres is bound to score. It's one of them games. The Wednesday games: Club Brugge versus Atalanta.
Atalanta 2-0.
Yeah, Gasparini's got them cooking, man.
Mm.
Gasparini's done well over the past 2 years. He doesn't get the plaudits he
I mean, look,
deserves.
I mean, fair enough. We came away with a point, but look how much we struggled at Atalanta. They're a
Yeah,
good side.
they got Lookman as well.
Lookman
Adamola
as well,
Lookman.
yeah, brilliant player.
Yeah, I don't know whether Skamaka's back fit, but he's meant to be. But they've got a few good players.
Does
They've got a
it
few
kind
good
of
players.
piss you off
What?
that Skamaka's doing well?
Yeah, because I knew he was a good player. I knew he was a good player. I knew he should have been sold. But David Moyes for you doesn't know how to work a striker without Mikel Antonio. Same with Halle. Done well after and before West Ham. It's
Can't work
West
with
Ham
a
that's the
routine
problem.
striker.
It's just a striker that isn't called Mikel Antonio. A striker that doesn't work the channels. Like if you're a striker that just stays in the box, he doesn't know how to set the team around you.
How
Only
do
a
you reckon
striker
it
that
would
can.
have done with Andy Carroll at West Ham?
Andy Carroll would have got no service.
And would have got sold.
Yeah, he would have left for like a mid-table team, and then that mid-table team would have got an Andy Carroll that would have been like 12, 15 goals.
I mean,
He
now
would have
look
gone
where
to
he
like
is. Look
Brentford or
where he
some
is
shit.
now. Look
Yeah,
where he
he
is
would have gone
now.
to like. Imagine him in like Brentford in this era. That's like perfect for him. Him
Yeah.
around Wiesand and Bumo, and he would have been like fucking Tony replacement or some shit. And then he would have bagged a lot.
I mean, you look at Andy Carroll in general, and he's pretty much very one-dimensional. But wouldn't it have been nice for him to have his other attributes used? Like
Yeah,
if he had a, like say for a different in a different situation, he had a bit of pace on him in his younger days. How good would it have been with the midfielders that Brentford have got, giving him service, putting the ball in behind for him?
yeah. It would have been. It would have given them a whole new dynamic. And to be fair, his link-up play was actually good. He just didn't get the ratings
Yeah.
it deserved. Um, Fired AC Milan. They sacked their manager just now. Fired it. And obviously, Conceição's at AC Milan now after Fonseca got sacked like a month or two ago.
Yeah. How are they doing under Conceição?
Not too sure, but I think they've won. They won. I don't know whether they lost the other day, but I know they
Well,
won last
I know
week.
they've got Kyle Walker now,
They got Felix as well, João Felix.
João Felix as well.
I mean, they got a weird team. They've got Emerson Royale. They've got a lot of weird like Premier League rejects sort of thing. Pulisic is doing well there though. He's doing really well there. I think AC Milan win that 3-0 because Feyenoord look like a mess right now. Apparently, according to just the fact that they sacked their manager, they must be in a bit of a mess for their standards.
How good is Milan's defense?
It's all right. They've got Tamori, they've got Kalulu, they've got Di Hernandez. It's all right.
Well, in that case, I probably agree with you because I would have said 3-1, but if Milan turn up on the day and have got a really good defence, then that could just be a 3-0. So I'd probably agree with 3-0.
Yeah, no. Celtic Bayern Munich at Celtic Park. That's going to be a feisty one.
3-2 Bayern.
Yeah, it's going to be open. I think 2-1 Bayern. Obviously, Bayern don't
I
really like
think
open.
I think they just about get over the line. I think Celtic give them a real good month for their money at Celtic Park. That stadium's going to be rocking from minute 1 to minute 90 plus added time.
Yeah,
It will be tough. It will be tough. But then again, Bayern are kind of used to that.
definitely. Yeah.
So
The
it's going to
experience.
be, it'll be good to see what Bayern are like when the shoe's on the other foot.
Yeah, they're not strangers to these kind of atmospheres anyway because of their experience in the Champions League as well. Like
Yeah,
Celtic
exactly.
atmosphere is mad, but they're used to Dortmund. They used to go away to Real Madrid anyway. They used to go away to Man City. They used to go away to Liverpool. Like they've been to other stadiums. Like I think Celtic will hit the. It'll be difficult for Celtic because like they always struggle with the Champions League. They always struggle with the Champions League nowadays. So they haven't done well in the Champions League for time. So I think they won't be. They'll start well. Then Bayern will like quiet the crowd. But like the Musialas will like calm it down a bit. I'm looking forward to that game. And the last game, Monaco Benfica. Monaco at home. That's a good. Sure, that Benfica fucking Barcelona game right at the end was like 4-4 or some shit. Like we could have another one of those, in my opinion. That'll open. You've watched Monaco because in a Champions League once because you faced them. So it could be quite an open game. This
What game was that? Sorry.
Monaco Benfica.
It'll definitely be a very, very interesting game.
Mm.
A lot of good players on both sides. But I think Benfica slightly have the upper hand. I'd probably say 2-1.
There's a lot of go around Benfica right now. Apparently, there's some like voice note situation that's going on. Bruno Lage is getting confronted, but Bruno Lage is the manager of fucking Benfica now, and he's being confronted by fans and stuff like in real life. So this is, I think, 2-2 or some shit. It's gonna, and again, this is gonna be one of them unnecessary open games. Just get into your comments, and then we'll end the show. As a Bresser kept the shape well over 90 minutes. I said, hell, like Bress. Of course you do. Nobody chose our chance to beat them now. Real versus Man City, City 2-1. Real Madrid are forced to play a makeshift defense. Yeah, I forgot they've got like one centre back fit, so they're going to play like Chouameni there. But it's whether City get the ball into Haaland. I said Juve did the Arsenal 2003, 12 draws. They were on like 15, I think, last time I looked as well, like some shit. And they finally lost against Napoli. So there's that as well. I'm going 2-1 City. Fair enough. Dortmund have capitulated under zero pressure. They just went mouldy. Like the caption there, Alfie showed it to Top Goodness. Alfred, what do you think of Arsenal taking a Dubai trip? We went into that earlier. And not clapping the away fans who travelled to Newcastle. Yeah, they did that as well. Just walked off.
How dare you? Simple as how dare you? You bring our hopes up that we're going to get through to a final. You put out that shitty motivational speech video on social media to make us think that we've got a chance, and then you go in there, and you go up to Newcastle, dragging us 4 hours up north, up all them steps, just to see Arsenal put in a pitiful performance against Newcastle, and you don't even clap us off. How fucking dare you?
Fair. We
Show
live rent free.
appreciation for the fans that you're playing for.
We live rent free in your head. At least we can call us a Big Six Cup material. That's not going to win you a trophy. More a trophy, la. Said 3-0 AC Milan. They won the Scudetto. Oh yeah, Conceição won a trophy like on his first day.
Exactly.
Basically. Milan derby was 1-1. Then they beat Roma. Fairs. Conceição won the AC trophy. That uplifted them. 2-1. Celtic Company crumble. It would be the same as Villa, but 10 times. But Company doesn't have any experience. 2-1 Monaco. Classro's third team. I didn't even know that was Classro's third team. Make sure to leave a like on the video, people. Alfie's link is in the title. Alfie, where can they find you and what you got coming up?
At Alfie_YT on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok is where they can find me. And as for what I've got coming up, I've got obviously my match preview, which will be on Friday because the game's on Saturday, I think,
Yeah.
against Leicester. So my match preview for that game will be up on Friday night at 9 p.m. Trying to go for regular uploads, and then obviously after that, I'll have my review of the game.
This guy, bro. What's about the OF content? Fuck's sake, man. But yeah, you can find Alfie Get the Title, people. Make sure to subscribe to him if you like my content. You like his, trying to get to 500 this year. And yeah, people, tomorrow I'm either going to have a show or watch along. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do tomorrow, but I'll have something. I'll have a video. Then I'll have a stream, either doing the City Real Madrid game or I'll have a show straight after. On Wednesday, I have to show a Prime. And then normal schedule as always, people. We've got the darts on Thursday as well. Make sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe. Follow all social medias at GBL Max on all platforms and at GBL Max Clips on Instagram and TikTok. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.